Today we continue on in Romans chapter 14, looking at verses 10 through 12. And Paul says, why do you treat your brother with contempt? Why do you judge them? Then he says, we're all going to stand before God's judgment seat. And in verse 12 he says, we're going to give an account for everything we've done. And here's the point. Paul's saying, why are you looking at somebody else? When you stand before God, he's not going to go, hey, let's see how you did compared to the person next to you. Not at all. God's going to say, how did you do compared to the talents that I gave you? How did you do compared to what I expected of you? We compare ourselves with each other, and we want to justify ourselves compared to someone else, and that's just not the plan of God. We're going to each individually be judged for how we've lived our lives as compared to how we should have lived our lives. And oh, by the way, anything you think that's done in secret, well, God didn't see that. I didn't say that. I just thought that. God sees our thoughts. He sees the thoughts and intents of our heart. He sees why we did what we did. It makes it a whole lot more sobering when you think about, we'll stand before God and He knows everything. As compared to, I can compare myself to the next person and be okay. But you can't compare yourself to where you should be and be okay. Now, I want to add this in. God is not the almighty ruler who sits on the throne and just says, how did you do? No, God wants to help us. He comes alongside to help us. And it's His desire that we be incredibly successful in the journey He has for us. So I don't want you to think God is just sitting there with His little stick to whack us whenever something messes up. That's not the case at all. God wants the absolute best for us. But there is coming a day where He's going to say, tell me why. Give an account. Verse 12 is very clear. We'll give an account. Not just He's going to show us and have a little loss or reward. No, we're going to give an account for why we've done what we've done. It'll really be kind of like it was when you were a kid, the meetings you have with your parents. They're not fun, but they're necessary. But live your life keeping in mind that one day you're going to give an account for everything done. And it's you against you, not you against your brother. Want to read the whole devotional? Go to the link at the bottom of the page and we'll see you tomorrow.